Yeah, the main thing that's happened is that the thunderstorms have become more symmetric around the center. So the satellite estimates of the intensity have gone up. Hurricane hunters haven't been out there yet to measure all this, but they will later on. But you can see when you look at this, watch it early, and you see everything over here, and now you see everything kind of around the center. It's still a little displaced to the north. Up in here, kind of a northern 2/3 of the storm, but there is symmetry on both sides. We still have all this dry air here coming down here and kind of eroding the bottom of the storm and also up into here. You see it on this side here, this kind of gap in the thunderstorms there. That's this very, very dry atmosphere over the state of Florida. That's why it's been so sunny today, and we haven't had big thunderstorms because of the dry air. Look at it close up here, and you can see the thunderstorms blossoming right over the center. See that right there? As the sun is going down, you can really see those tall thunderstorms all around the center there. And there's this band, and this band has had strong winds in it, and it goes and it wraps around there like that. All those are signs of an intensifying storm. And so the National Hurricane Center, National Weather Service, and other agencies look at the satellite and have ways of analyzing the satellite to estimate the wind speed, and that's what they've done. They came up with 65 miles per hour. When we look over Florida here, you can see there's just low clouds. All the clouds, nothing is bright white from this sticking up into the sunlight. They're all low because the atmosphere is super, super dry over here, and you can make out where the line is between the dry air and then the very tropical air associated with the tropical storm, soon to be hurricane. Now, when we look at the radar over top of it, the radar is coming out of Melbourne here, shooting most of this. I think the Miami radar is probably out of range, maybe a little bit here, so we can't see the other side of the storm, but we can see how far the intense moisture from the tropical storm is from the coast. It's not that far, but just because of the way this thing is tracking on to the north, Florida is not going to feel the tropical rains. There is some moisture speeding north all the way into the Carolinas. Been kind of a dreary day there today. Behind a front that's kind of sitting right along the coast there. So the tropical moisture goes up over the front, and then it's kind of a misty, cool rain, relatively cool rain up there, not an overcast, not the tropical air, which is down to the south. Okay, here's the new forecast from the Hurricane Center. Still forecasting it to be Hurricane Imelda tomorrow morning. When you see a.m. there, it means overnight, really, nominally 2 a.m. Eastern Time. And then speeding on off into the Atlantic. Notice Bermuda is right in the cone there. So between 90 and 100 miles per hour is the estimated wind speed when the storm is in the vicinity of Bermuda. Now, the storm isn't that big. Bermuda is very tiny, so they have to get kind of unlucky to get the worst of the storm going over Bermuda, but it is right there near the center of the cone. So they have a hurricane watch up just in case in Bermuda, getting ready for that one, while they also have Umberto that is going to come close, although apparently not as close. All right, there's Umberto now, and notice we just barely making out an eye there. Still has, if that's the eye right there, and I think it is, then we still see dark colors on the satellite all the way around it. That's a sign that Umberto is still very strong, 140 miles per hour. And there's the cone on Umberto. You see it kind of loops around Bermuda, but Bermuda is on the right side, so that's the bigger side and the stronger side. So they could get some gusty winds there, although they don't have any watches up for that one. They have them up for Imelda. Okay, so here's the main thing as far as the U.S. goes, and that's the energy in the water from these two systems. And here you can see that this one is weaker and smaller. It's not as big an area. This one is a big old hurricane out here, so it has a big area of huge waves that's generating. These are the kind of waves that the cruise ships go over, or ships go over out in the ocean, not the crashing on the beach kind of waves, but they're kind of related because it's energy in the water. So now watch as we go forward in time here, and watch the systems push the the water and the energy toward the coast. So the reds, notice, go all the way from down here. It's underneath the word Miami there. It's kind of a yellow. Then reds go all the way up the coast to New Hampshire. So the reds are up here in the 12 to 15 foot range of open ocean seas, but that's an indication of the kind of energy coming to the coast. And look, as we go through the day tomorrow into Wednesday, and it goes all the way up to New England. The entire coast, all the way down to about Palm Beach County, Florida, has this extra energy in it, which makes rip currents worse, which just makes it more dangerous in the surf, makes bigger surf, makes the water come up higher on the beach, all of that, and then it's going to move on out to sea. So we're all pretty confident about this kind of unusual track, Ian, because what's that one? The GFS model and the European, and of course the Google AI model all say it's going out to sea. And we did a little thing here. Shane Brown at Weather Presentation did this. And if you can see what the Google model said for multiple days there, here it was on the 25th, this line here, and the 27th, and then the 29th today, kind of in the middle. But certainly when we look, and we have all those lines, and we take an average, it's called the mean, that's what these lines are here. So it's been very impressive. Never got more than 130 miles to the South Carolina coast. So I think everybody's going to be paying more attention to this model if we have any more storms going forward this year. Ian?
I need that. I need that graphic. I mean, it's something we've been watching. We were talking about that all the way back through the middle part of last week. Brian, you had said you showed some of the dry air getting pulled down on the backside of the storm in Florida. I was curious, getting to the point of the season where it's possible if any of that was making it to the surface. No, Orlando, the dew point
No,
is
last time I checked the dew point out
mid-70s.
Let's see, the dew point right now 74.
Yeah. So,
yeah,
so the short answer is no.
Point.
It's still painfully muggy.
Yeah, right.
But
well, I mean, I say anytime it's less than 75, I'm pretty happy, this time of year.
Yeah.
Nominally, the dry season begins October 15th. That's the normal time for South Florida for the dry season to begin. In Tampa, Orlando, obviously it begins before that. But,
spoken like a true
decades-long
Florida man right there. For me, you get above 70 and it starts getting a little soupy. That was my only gripe living down in Florida. But one of these fronts will come through and then it'll be just like the greatest thing when that dry air pours in. That's Fox Weather Hurricane Specialist Bryan Norcross with the latest from the NHC. Brian, thank you.